Mr. Perez. I want to talk to you about the sketches for the first project. So, you guys were asked to turn in sketches. The sketches are for me to look at your ideas and see how they're developing. I will give you credit for the sketches that you sent, but I might tell you to change them. This is how conversation happens. Normally, in a face to face class, I will be watching your progress, but we are online, so I need to see what you're up to. If you were to turn in your project the days due without sketches, I wouldn't know what's going on. And you might fail the assignment because you don't know that you were doing it wrong. This is a little part of the video that I made before. This was the word for stove. And I was telling you about how I made the oil into a burner on that video. This is what I want for the project. If I was just to use the word fogao and then just draw a whole stove here, of course anybody can solve the issue that way and solve the assignment that way. But this is a typographic assignment. So we're trying to use just type. And if we use any kind of a drawing, it's just a tiny little bit to help the meaning, but it's really about type. We're in typography class. If you want to draw, you take drawing class, okay? So I recommend it, which I just love to use, is this site from Adobe. It's part of your Adobe Cloud. You're already paying for it, so use it. Adobe Type, you use your credential for Adobe, and whatever type phases you look for here, you can activate them into your computer. And they're divided on categories. Actually, one of your projects later on the year is about these categories that we talk about. So some are curvy, some are square. They're all kind of stuff that you can look for. So you go and find something that is interesting for you and you can actually use on your project. And this sentence that you see here, there's a few of them. You can see the sentences usually show every letter of the alphabet on that typeface. So this is really interesting. So there's all kind of options here and different foundries, the people who make typefaces. So explore the site and become familiar with it. Now, the other thing I want to show you is on the start page. This is where the course starts. If you take time and you look down, I believe I talked about this before in the welcoming video. There's actually examples made by students right here, previous year portfolio examples. And the assignments change every year. I'm gonna put some of your assignments actually into this, but I always ask at the end of the year for a portfolio for the work you have done. And I change it every year, and the projects do change, but the essence do not change of the project. So for example, if I look at Diego's here, Diego was in the class a couple of years ago. This is his resume, okay, and this is the meaningful type example from him. And if you see, he solved everything with type. Now, something that I would have done different from Diego would be to include the words in English, because you're looking at this and some of them are easy to understand, some of them are not. I remember this one, Satanás. Satanás, is Spanish for the devil. And what he did, they changed the A for the 6. So you get 666. So, people relate that to the devil. I don't remember what this one was about, for example. So you have to be careful to put everything together in a portfolio. It's important that you have a good portfolio because you guys might be applying for a BFA program in graphic design, and they will look for a portfolio. So let's see if this portfolio have the words as well. See, here's the same thing again. Again, we don't have the words in English. Oh, here we go. Okay. But see, it should have a number to match it. Okay. Again, these portfolios are not perfect, but take the essence of it. So you see this appear in French. I see a lot of this appears, or cracking, trying to come with original ideas. Sometimes when something gets used a lot, it's because it's a good answer. I know you're doing this for the first time, but you have to think different. You have to look at portfolios so you don't want to end up doing what people have done before. You want to be new and creative. So these are all examples. They're all there on your Blackboard, so you can look at them and learn a lot. See, some people have different portfolios, and they might have or might not have the project. Now I'm going to show you two examples from your class from this year. And this is from Kate. And this class, there's two sections for this class, so it might not list on your group. It might be from the other section, but I'm running two parallel classes. So Kate made these beautiful drawings. I mean, and they're gorgeous. You can see the shadow on the words. This is ragno, and ragno in Italian is spider. I like it. Something that I don't like too much, and it's not that I don't like, but I don't think it's as effective, I should say, is to have the spider web and the spider. It's like giving too much information. People like to guess things. I love the spider, to be honest with you, but I don't get an O out of this. So this is a beautiful illustration, but it's not a good answer for this project. Remember, this is not a drawing class, it's a graphic design class. We're there with type. Same thing with lab. This is what, French? I don't know any French, so I can't speak French, but lame or something like that, lampe. It's cute, but it only works because you have the drawing. How can she does it without the drawing? So you have to think, what is a lamp? Lamp is an object that gives light, like a light bulb. Well, light bulb is in a lamp, They're all similar. This is the kind of thing you have to think about. Fragola, which is Italian for strawberry. I mean, I can have any language in the world and put a strawberry, and of course it's gonna work. That's not thinking like a graphic designer. You have to come with a better answer for this. So again, you have to think, what makes a strawberry a strawberry? Can I do this without having to use red and green? That's a good answer. Pioggia, which is also Italian for rain. This one's getting a little funkier, but see, I have a whole story of a cloud and the rain. How many umbrellas I need to have. This is not, I like see, it's a G actually. It looks like a J. Pioggia, it's with a G. So, when do a G becomes an umbrella? I mean, a G looks more to me like a fishing hook for that matter. So this doesn't work unless you have the cloud and everything else. And if you don't know Italian, you don't know that it's pioggia. You might say it's pioggia with a J or something like that. I don't know. So I'm showing you this because it's hard to come with. I know the assignment is kind of weird what I'm asking for, so hopefully this will help. Now I got this example by Michelle Cantu, and Michelle was more right on with using just type. Diviso is split. See, and I'm looking at her different options. This one, I really like this one because it splits the word in half. This one just split the V, so it could also be chopsticks in some other language. I don't know. And this one, it goes so far away that they become like two separate words. But this one kind of go right on it. Bola, which is bubble in Italian. With an E, bolle is boiling. And with an A, just one L would be like Spanish bola, which is like a ball. I really like all of them. I kind of like the O here. It looks more like a bubble. And I told her that in my critique. Although now looking at it, this is also really funky. I mean, this is so round, this typeface, and maybe it doesn't need to go up and down. Maybe just the O can be, or maybe a few O's. You know how bubbles come in little groups? Maybe that's all she needs. Maybe she can move the L up again, and then you get the bubble. You can even fade them, as bubbles tend to look smaller and fade. But you see the feeling, how the color also helps. It's good to use color in this project. Another one of her words is onda, which is wave, like in Spanish. Waves tend to be more like this shape, like up and down, up and down, up and down, versus like, there's also like water wave, but I call those more like ripples. So maybe she can play more. In Illustrator, you have that envelope feature, object envelope, and you can generate waves with it. The one that I really love the Bola one and Gross, which is big. And if you compare, I was telling her my critique that this one is cool, but it also can be tall. Now here the word is so big that it hardly fits, and the type that she chose, it's also a very bold type. It's a super heavy type, so it looks like it's just gonna break the square. And that's what I like the answer for this. This answer. I don't expect people to look at the words and get the meaning. Like here, of course, like with Ranyo, you get the word right away because there is a drawing showing me this. That's not the point for this assignment. But once I tell people the meaning, I get it right away. I should also mention that when you send sketches during the year, you need to send me all the information. I got a few of the submissions without the translation, and it's not my job to go over the internet looking for meanings. You're a graphic designer. You have to make stuff understandable to people. That is your job as a graphic designer. It's not to make things pretty. It's usefulness. It's what trumps everything else. So in the scale of importance, readability and making it clear and understandable is your priority. You hire a painter to make pretty pictures, and God knows what the meaning will be. That's part of the fun of looking at a painting. At a design job, people, when they look at a map, they want to be able to read the map easily. You know, that's what graphic designers do. People give you stuff and you make it clear. So this will eventually, this kind of drawings, they become logos in the future. That's how you make logos. And logos shouldn't have all kind of images. And don't get me wrong, this is gorgeous. I mean, the drawings are really cool. It's just not the scope of the assignment. So I hope this video helped you a little bit with what is the goal of the assignment. And don't forget to look at the student portfolios that we have on Blackboard. I mean, you can see most of the projects of the year, although, again, I change them every year according to design trends, software. See, there's the same. See, the fading thing happened a lot. That means that it's an effective, but it's an easy answer. I expect more from you. So let's get busy. Let's make this project gorgeous. Look how color add the dimension to the project. I told you not to go crazy with color, but if you look at this, it's the same color. This is just a little darker, you know. So I hope to see these projects the sooner the better. And I'm answering and grading everything as soon as I can, so you get a feedback right away. Remember, most projects are due on Friday. I have an extension until Sunday with no penalty, but they're really due on Friday. Don't expect me to be looking at your stuff on a weekend. Weekends is my time off. I work a lot of hours during the week, and you see my messages. It's all day. I even answer sometimes up to like 11 or midnight. But then I need a little time for myself. I also need to research. That's how I learn software. I still do tutorials. So that's the weekend for me. So take care, and I'll see you soon. And ask any questions. Don't be shy. I don't yell at you. I'm just writing big letters. So take care. Bye-bye.